A total for Tyson, Harry, Tim Dixon. Total for Tyson, Harry, Tim Dixon. Total 3, Jake McCartney, Sasha Savage. Total 3, Jake McCartney, Sasha Savage. Total 6, Alan Nash, Steve Tran. Total 6, Alan Nash, Steve Tran. All these matches are best of 9.
Welcome back, guys. Table 3, we have Sasha Savage winning the toss against Jake McCartney. We are racing to 5. On the table 4, we have Temujin versus Tyson. Joining me on comms, Mr. Jason Smiley stepped in for Nathan while Nathan does his tournament duties.
I don't step in, I take over, you know that.
Okay, I pardon my words, Your Honour. I withdraw my last statement.
No, it's good to be back. Tournament's been run pretty well. A few little kinks, but we're going to be ironing them out, I suppose. And yeah, these are going to be a couple of really good quarters, some cracking matches so far.
Yeah, talking to Nathan, he obviously Saturday was quite tough for him as a first timer, but Sunday's definitely run a lot smoother, and venue's been great. We haven't been held up by anything. Everything's just been running smoothly. So we're definitely grateful for Nathan's hard work and the shooters team and the venue.
Yeah, it's been good. This is obviously my home venue, so I'm a bit biased, but it's always run pretty well and.
Yeah.
No bullshit, just everything prim and proper.
Exactly, and nobody on cams can see the gun held to my head by you, making sure that I say all nice things about shooters. So,
I couldn't care less if you bag it out. It's just that you just got to speak the truth, and that's it.
No, we've loved it here. The tables have been, as Nathan said, they've all been reclothed and looked after within the last week. Michael. Hello to you too. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, the only thing, it kind of doesn't look like it on stream because Dan's cameras are that good that they pick up every little finger mark and chalk mark and everything. So you can kind of just see it a bit more. But no, they're running really, really nicely.
They are playing really
super
well.
quick.
I'm very, very happy with the tables compared to how I've been playing on tables for the last couple of weeks. Jake's just taking his medicine here and just touched up, take some pocket control, try and leave limited options for Sasha. boys on the table 4 are deciding to lag for break, and this looks like it's going to be pretty close here.
I think it's limited options, and it's also Jake's asked the question, Sash.
Yep.
How are you going to go out first frame, and how are you going to set the match up? I think as well. Jake likes to do that sometimes. Like he doesn't just. Sometimes he'll just if it's super hard, he'll play the smarter shot, and then beg the question, what are you going to do in response to that, and how are you going to set the tone for yourself?
He doesn't give up the table on a whim. He'll make sure that it's tough. He'll make sure that his opponent is obviously working really hard and have to play some really good shots to get themselves into a winnable position. And you can see where the yellow and the red and the black is sort of clustered on the left side of the table. That's sort of the insurance for Jake here. And with the balls being so far away from that pack, Sasha has to sort of, not necessarily hit and hope, but try and get a natural angle to get into that while also leaving himself a ball to recover from, because you get into that pack, it's pushing the yellow to the bottom left corner, which is making it difficult. He's just dribbled this in, needs to, just landed on it. Tem went for the second highest in the Calcutta this morning. I think he went just under 1,800. I think Jake went at 1,100. I'm pretty sure Tem went for 800. So it looks like we've got them on different sides of the draw here, which is good. Well, at least up until the next round, which should be good. Yeah.
They probably should be opposite sides of the draw, and then if they do their job, then they'll meet in the final. But yeah, there's still a lot of good players still in the comp, and a lot of high value sort of people still in the comp as well.
Absolutely.
I think the real dark horse, and probably the one that I'm pretty happy about, is Tyson Howie. He's went for not much, and I managed to snag him up for about 150. So
he's got his angle here for him to have a bit of a go at. He's put that all wrong. Picked his natural angle all wrong there.
Yeah, well, he's played the natural angle, whereas he probably should have
gone through a little bit firmer.
I'm not sure. You just don't want to leave yourself that angle. You want to be able to go into them from this end of the table as opposed to going into them.
I don't think he wanted to go into it. I think that yellow passes in the bottom right corner here. I think he was trying to land sort of left side of the table, to be fair.
Yeah, well, he's got it all wrong then.
He's definitely got the angle wrong.
Yeah. It's
been saying
obviously just gone a lot wider than he thought.
In saying that though, Jake, he doesn't want to burn a shot here while he waits for Tyson on table 4 to take his shot. We get that big fat head out of the way so we can have a look at the table. But he's just, Jake would like to not have to burn a shot on these two on the right side of the table, but it looks like he's going to have to. While the cut is on, he plays the white into the red, the far red, and he's going to lose. He's going to lose the white. So I feel like he's going to have to burn or possibly double the red across the bottom right corner.
I was going to say, if he can potentially see the top red, he might be able to double it or triple it into the centre. Only if he can see it. I think that would be the only sort of shot
double in the bottom.
That one, yeah. So he could see it.
And it's gone on the side rail. So McCartney's not getting the luck which he's so accustomed to getting so far this weekend, and it's about time too, because it sickens me.
Why, that is good?
No, just the results he was getting on Thursday night at
just the results that he
sister place, just whacking balls and getting results.
He lost in person.
What?
He's taken this on. He's taken it on. He's got an in or over. He's got a result here. Bit of a clever shot. A shot to nothing more than anything. Jake would really love Sasha to disturb this yellow and red on the bottom left side here, but Sasha won't be doing that. He won't want to be potting this yellow that he's closest to. He could come off the top right corner. He could come off the side rail and possibly get some pocket control, but looks like he's playing a long double.
Sorry guys, I was intrigued at the UFC results that Cam Lawless decided to come over and break the news for, but I'm back. What's happened, Jay?
Just gone the long double just to send the yellow down the bottom here.
That's the weirdest shot I've ever seen, I think.
I feel like he wanted it more towards the bottom right corner.
He's just given Jake a free shot at trying to flick that red, because then he's always probably going to have that red down the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a free shot at the cannon.
Yeah, look, Jake. I agree. I
sure
think he's going the sort of the Jake McCartney look at the moment with this big mop that's happening on the top of his head.
I gotta say, I think he might play the streaker, which that's good, just to keep a bit of pressure on and not relinquish it super quick.
I feel like I don't think he's total either. I feel like he can see this red that's on the left side. The yellow that's on the left side here.
Jake's obviously he's played it so as he has to actually punch it a bit.
Yeah. Forcing him to open them up.
Forcing him to open them up, and then it's just all good for him.
Yep.
It's just that next level of thinking that is super. Those things he does, you just notice.
They're critical to
more.
results, aren't they?
Yep. You know, he's not just playing the standard put a ball over the hole. He's always thinking of how can I triple result you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or force you into doing certain things so as it forces other things to happen.
Does he roll up to the red here and just say, Jake, here's your two?
Yeah, well, that's probably the only really shot he's got.
He just doesn't want to make sure there's no distance here. It's not a bad shot. The problem
but now
is
Jake can create his own angle.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I don't think he got close enough to that red.
If it's touching, it'd be perfect for Jake, because then he can actually just come out off whichever one he wants, and
he can drive through this.
Obviously not.
World rules. Oh, what a shot!
Such a good pot.
What a shot! Look at a natural angle. Probably doesn't even need the natural angle. He probably could just play into this red and open it.
Yeah, what the red on the
burn
left?
a shot, yeah. He's choosing to play into it by the looks of it.
This could go anywhere. Yeah, that's why he's just trying to miss the cannon with the off that ball. Yeah, so he's hit it a lot too thin.
Definitely tried to get more of that pocket than the pocket allowed. You catch it thicker, you're catching that yellow. But to me, I was more than happy just to get that red open rather than... he's obviously trying to promote it, give himself a couple of options, but... It's... What's the shot here? Are you playing the red straight on... The white straight into the red, pushing the yellow to the top rail and leaving him snookered, having to go across the table?
Yeah, potentially, but it just depends if it's going towards the pocket or not. And because they're sliding in, you don't want it to go anywhere near it. Yeah. You know, so
well, it covers the black as well.
We might even see him play like some sort of thin safety off the red, and probably take the white back up the table to the bulk end. Like, that's round about the only thing I can sort of see. But he's just got to make sure he doesn't leave this yellow. That's the biggest thing.
Good to see you, Siki. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, punch it out like that and then get back up. That's a good shot. So he had to punch it to actually stop the yellow from getting potted.
Yep. And almost to the point where the red's come off the side rail and gone straight back to its original position.
Which he'll be happy with. That's a good shot.
Not sure what option Sash has here, but he's got straight down on it. Going to try and... No, he's tried to get a snooker there, but...
Has he?
Has picked the wrong line, yeah. I think he wanted to hit that up the top rail and get
back up
the yellow sort of in between both balls.
Yeah, I think potentially the smother was the option there, because...
Well, he doesn't want to go too far.
You're just going to cause... this is perfect.
He's going to have to come off the side rail here.
Okay, this is fine. He can even just stun out for a double. It doesn't really...
He's going to run through off the top rail.
Yeah, it was fine.
Jake with a lot less hair than what people would have remembered last time he would have played a Ballarat Open. Had the big lion mane, flowing lion mane. Him and Kurt Dunham used to sport and used to have a bonce off.
Yep.
Now he's definitely gone the more prickly style. Sasha's starting to take that mantle from Jake now, so we've
With
got
the
a bit of
wild
a
hair.
yeah, just with a bit of the mane.
I don't know how they did it. I hate my hair being long. I can't stand it. Which it's very long at the moment, so I'm just contradicting myself.
I was going to say, lucky the cameras are pointing the other way because we're
Oh,
just
thank God.
a couple of glass houses and some objects being thrown inside at the moment.
Yeah, thank God. I can't
Temujin's-
cop it, but that's okay.
Temujin's in a bit of I'd say in a spot of bother. Tyson's got control of the table, but with less balls, Jake, his break has been working really well. Using the firing line cue, which he's just picked up again this week. Zach from Custom Cues, the sponsor for the Ballarat Open, brought down for him to have a run with. And I tell you right now, it has been working an absolute treat for Jake. He's been potting balls left, right, and centre. He hasn't got the white where he wanted it.
So I can speak for because I'm the guy who down here who sort of gets them and
The firing line
gives them
break
to
cues we're
everyone.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was the first original person down in Victoria to actually get one because I'm mates with the guy who does it.
Dave?
Yep.
Yep, Dave on the Gold Coast.
Well, Newcastle now again.
Newcastle, okay.
Yep, yeah, he's back in
Yep.
Newcastle. You need to put a bit of work in with them, like to actually figure out what's the sweet spot and how much you want to crunch them. You see, Jake really, really crunches them, and I think that's the key. Like they're not magic. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You've still got to do the same things as what you do with your cue to actually create the big splits, but they do really, really work once you get the timing and everything correct and down pat. They just go everywhere and explode.
Yep.
So
What
I think they're superb cues for breaking. Obviously, they're not playing cues, but
What people probably don't see on stream is it's like a plastic composite tip.
yeah, sort of, yeah. It's
which-
like clear.
Yeah, which basically stops you from putting any sort of spin on the white whatsoever, and stops the crazy top spin. It stops the crazy back spin, all that sort of stuff, and
Just the
puts
wind?
more focus on
Yeah,
a response on the white and power on the
I think
white.
that's the
So,
better one. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Ian, we have Steve Tran playing. Who's that over there? Is that Nashi?
Yeah, Nashi. Yep.
And
Alan Nash. And I think Woody just beat. I forget the gentleman's name. Sorry. He beat someone.
Yeah, Woody's into the semis. First player into the semis. Ian? Yeah, look, I've heard that about Woody. He doesn't take long.
Yep, 6 kids will attest to that.
Sorry, Woody, love you.
Sorry, Woody, love you, bye. But yeah, the firing line, just getting back to those break cues, they get a little bit of getting used to, but once you do, you can really, really crack them and punish them, and
Yep.
and you get super spreads. You know, balls going everywhere. As Jake's just shown, like these tables here, they're not as quick as some of the other ones that haven't been used as much, but he's still getting a lot of different spread, and
Yeah.
I think he got 3 or 4 balls off the break. So
I think the key with breaking and cloths is getting some sort of skid before the balls actually gather momentum. If they're just rolling out of the pack, more times than not, you're not getting balls that are going in.
yeah,
Once you get that skid out of the pack before the momentum kicks in,
yeah,
you tend to pot a lot more balls.
yeah. I think you need to have a fair bit of power into it, and actually, like, obviously timing's really important, but I think you need the speed is what you're sort of alluding to.
Yep.
And Tyson just giving away a plethora of 2 shots just to just to keep in the frame. Obviously, he's got it pretty well tied up, and says, "Tem, what are we going to do here? Like, are we in stalemate or?"
I feel
winning?
like making the black sort of go towards a corner pocket is probably not what he wants, because
You know what the shot is for Tice? Put the black onto the red, pot it.
look, Absolutely, but
And then
I
start
just,
potting yellows.
it's
And he
definitely.
hasn't seen it yet.
I feel like the black just needs to be like open in the table.
Yeah, it's going to be open. It's going to be over the hole.
I,
You know what I mean? Like,
Just-
if Sam stuffs up, which he's not going to get those 2 balls out. It's almost impossible. You know what Tyson might be better off doing? Is playing the yellow that's to the right of the ball while the black and the red are there, and just making it tighter in, or doing this, one of that 2, but actually playing the bottom one of the 2 that are near the red, and then playing it closer in, so as Tem can't play it off the cushion and then back into the yellow and then get them both out.
Tim can play off this yellow and nudge into the black and possibly bring the black across,
Yeah.
which he's sort of attempted to do.
See, yeah, like Tice.
And now he's tying it up. He's going to put the black on this. He needs the red to drop.
Tice
and
waited way too long
Yep.
for that. I really think before, when he had a few balls on the cushions, whatever, you put the black over the hole, pot your red, and then it's pretty much game over. Because
Yep.
what's he going to do? Like, if he just flicks the red, it drops.
He's got to pot the black. He's got to hit the black here. Make sure that yellow pots and just
Takes
get
the pocket. He's got to take the pocket.
somehow get the pocket. But I don't think it's going to happen. I felt the black's too close to the yellow, which he needs to go in.
Well, you've got to. The thing is, the angle's not right, and you've got to take off both sides for the big pocket. You know what I mean? You can't leave the black on either side. You've got to get it right nestled in the centre, which is almost impossible from there.
Are you playing the yellow off the? The white off the yellow, which is on the bottom rail here, closest to him at the moment.
Yep.
Then pushing the white into the black, knocking this yellow in, and pretty much taking control of the pocket.
Yeah, but how do you take control of the pocket? That's what I'm saying.
With the black, which I'm playing.
Yeah, but you can't from where the angle is. You can't pot his yellow, and then take both sides of the pocket. It's going to be a big pocket either way.
Look, that's what I'm saying. Like, are you playing?
I think it's
Are
almost
you playing
impossible.
off the top yellow?
Yep.
To push the yellow
and
up.
flick the black
Flick
on
the
the
black.
right hand side.
Yeah, so it gets in front of the yellow, which is on the side rail.
Potentially, yes.
Knocks the black into knocks the
Potentially,
yellow.
but I still think you're going to have the problem of leaving a big pocket for Tem to just go, oh, I've got 2 shots here now.
It looks like he's going to try and nestle the black in there somehow. Oh no, that's an error.
That's okay on Supremes.
Fortunately, we're not playing international rules. We're playing world
guys,
rules.
it's that's not the right shot. But yeah, next year that might have won him the frame.
Possibly.
So I'm going to keep that one. That was good.
The ABF have noted that international rules is coming into the schedule next year. So while we'll still be playing on our Australian 7-footers, we are definitely going to international rules.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it
Which-
makes for an
which-
interesting 12 months.
I know it's not the same as the Supremes, but with good cloth, good conditions, it's not going to be too far different. Like, it is still going to be different.
Down the rails is going to be different.
It's going to be
obviously.
different mapping,
Yep.
but you can still play those rule sets on decent cloth. I think that the cloth is pretty much the main thing.
Yep.
That's a really good shot there by Jake. Like, even though he's missed that ball, he probably would have wanted to get it. But even though he's missed that ball, he's just put the black in such an awkward spot. Like, it's not sort of potable now.
Is he getting one of these yellows out? Looks like he is.
Yeah. He might
Maybe
be
taking
playing
a
the
double.
again.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know about that, but he has still, like, he's made Sasha have to break the black out. Which he's going to have
think
to
he can.
off the last ball.
I don't think he does. I think he does it now on the first shot. He can take the
It's
highest.
too
of
much
the,
angle.
he can take the highest of the red. He can take the highest of the red,
Yeah, I
which
think
is.
that'll just draw them.
I think it drops. I think it drops on these.
Yeah, maybe on these cloths. Yeah, you're right. I think he had to. That's not good.
No, I'm
It's
not.
too thick. You know what I mean?
He's gotta-
He can hit it really thin, but then it's just going
Has
to take
to.
the black over towards the other
Unless
side.
he can get below it.
Well, he needs to put a lot. Here's the shot: thin and a lot of left-hand side.
Yeah.
So as he just flicks it,
Yeah.
he just wants to flick it, and
Yeah.
he needs a bit of speed in it.
He's got to catch it.
Yeah,
He's tried to catch the
see,
yellow.
That's why he needed the speed, because if he catches it, he still has a shot.
See, I'm
That's
not
why
going.
that's why I hit it thin with a lot of side, and then just sort of come off two, sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And flick it on the other side.
I'm definitely. I'm trying to pot the high. I'm playing off the highest of the two, playing the white into that.
I feel like I'm at home again. I've got 3 screens on, and I've got the UFC on another one, so I'm set.
We might have to get him off comms because he's going to start. He's going to start
start
refereeing the UFC or commentating it. Sasha's in a spotter bother here. He's opened up the pocket.
Very spotter bother.
He's opened up the line of the yellows here.
I think all Jake will do here, if he doesn't go game, which he probably will, if he can get to that top ball over the pocket, is he'll just play this second one and screw sort of back in behind, but he can see that easily.
He's definitely Jake will want to.
Ooh, that's.
Nah, he's all right. I think he wanted to be on the.
I think he wanted to be a little bit further up.
He's all right. He's all right. He just
That's
didn't want
not a
that.
good shot. That's
He didn't
not a
want
good
that.
shot. That's why the angle was bad, because he wanted to come maybe a couple rolls up, so as he just clears the black entirely.
Well, I think he wanted to use the black but not catch it as thick. I think he just wanted to glance
Thin
off the
and
side of
then
it so the
glance
white
it,
comes
yeah.
up a bit higher.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got a bit of angle just to stun up or go off the, yeah. This is hard now, but if anyone in the room can do it, Jake can. So I've seen him do a lot of this before.
Ray, we're sort of.
What a shot.
It's a great shot by Jake. We're sort of held back a little bit from the humidity and the conditions that we've got over here as to how quickly our cloths sort of deteriorate.
Yeah, it's really hot in here for a change. It's Ballarat. It's not meant to be anything over 5 degrees.
So, yeah, look, when you say we're behind the rest of the world on these slower tables, I don't think it comes down to the cloth or anything. It comes down to the conditions.
We're using the same cloth, guys.
I'm using the tournament
that's
cloth.
the thing. Like, we're using tournament cloth. It's just for whatever reason today we have a little bit more humid, more heat, and
we
it's
don't
just
have air
slowing
conditioning
everything
in here,
up.
unfortunately. So
Yeah.
it's that
Ferg
obviously.
only got heaters, for obvious reasons.
Yep.
It's Ballarat. And when it is winter, I'll tell you, when we come for pool at 7 and it's winter, it's perfect in here.
Yep, perfect. Well, that's how we want it. Yeah, look, Ricky, I sort of agree. I reckon myself personally, I'm playing the highest of those reds and pushing the white into that. And that way, if I get a result, I get a result. If I don't, I've still got some pocket control.
Which one's he talking about, though?
The 2 reds in the top right corner. He said he should have gone for the black, getting the black out in the first shot rather than on the second shot.
Yeah,
so.
I do agree with that logic, but I think the only thing is he couldn't get the angle to actually, get on it, and I think he could only hit a really fine bit of that other ball because it was so far deep. You know what I mean? I think that was the issue he had there. Because I think Sash would have seen that shot.
If it jaws and rattles, they're staying over the bag though. You're getting the black open. I still think
it's probably a win-win. Yeah,
I think that was the shot possibly to take on. He's unlucky.
Oh my God, that's a bit. That's very stiff.
He has just done a trick shot. You see those wine glasses put on the tables.
Yeah.
And he has gone around every single one of them and hasn't hit a wine glass.
He just changed his name to Venom for a second. And,
Tem's got a little bit of a sticky situation here.
I think he gets it out here. I think he plays that the ball to the centre and just with a little bit of slide goes off 2, and then flicks it out, and he's probably going to have the other one. Well, he might be able to get them both out because if you're hitting it like half ball up.
Oh, Sash,
I'm not sure what's on here. You know what? This yellow might go underneath the red on the right hand side.
I was just thinking that. Yeah. And he's got himself a nice bit of angle. He's just got to avoid the black. It's just all about the pace. All about the pace. Jake's just landed on this.
With not the best angle, so he might need to run through for this very, very bottom
Oh
ball.
no, he's just caught the black, which is not what he wanted. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at his face. No, he's shaking the head. He's not happy with it. Yeah, it definitely, and I think it's one of those ones you've got to be really precise as well. It's not like you can cheat the pocket where you can come off the rail first. Oh, Jake.
He's only hit that one by a mile. That was
caught the wrong line.
That was actually a Jake error.
He's caught the wrong line there.
Very rare one.
And the shot that Jake played there, he was trying to leave himself 2 options.
I actually think he tried to play with a bit of side. It stopped, you know, too early. I think he's played it with a little bit of reverse side. Did he have 1 or 2?
No, he had 2.
That's not the best shot. He'll probably want that one back. Yeah, I think he's trying to play with a bit of reverse side just to float past the other one. But he's obviously just...
It hasn't kicked in.
Yeah. Well, it's lost it. I think it's lost it before he got to the cushion.
Yeah. Thames knocked the red in accidentally in the bottom right corner. Tyson's got a little bit of a cluster, but with 2 shots, it shouldn't be too bad.
Did he pot that? That was almost sick. So he's potted the yellow, but we couldn't see because he's big fat head, but he's also potted the red. But he's potted the yellow into the centre.
Sash really needs to clean these up. I'd like Sash just to take a little bit more time just to see where he needs to land on this, because if he lands straight, I think he's nearly left
Very
himself
straight.
not enough angle.
Has he got angle? Has he got angle to top through?
That's
off
a
2?
tough shot.
I think he's got angle to top through.
Yeah, but you don't want to be topping through.
Why not? Just top through and then come off the top cushion and then back down.
Rolling that
Bottom
ball, he
cushion,
just
sorry.
potted and just leaving towards the side rail and coming off 2 rails up is probably the better shot.
See?
Yeah, it's just
He just
having to
couldn't get enough
force
on
it.
it.
Yeah, just again.
But we don't know where the angle was going though. Like if he's screwing, he might have been going into the pocket, or he could have been going into one of the balls, or not sure.
Oh dear.
Not a very good shot.
He's got to play this a little bit of right hand side, which is not bad. Opposite side
he's
down the
got
rails
2,
will kick it in, obviously, but he's cued it well. He's played it really well. Yeah, I think having that second shot up his sleeve, he's sort of taken that first shot of those 2 quite easily, and possibly could have almost could have played it dead weight and just landed a little bit high and been able to play into the top left corner and run the wide off the top rail and back down with angle, rather than having to force it the way he did. Sasha gets one back. Jake still has a break of serve.
Ooh. And just there.
Thank you again, KR.
Just there, showing the pace of the tables. He's just pretty much tapped that, but overhit it and overrun it. Wow, sickening.
We've just been talking up Jake's breaking, and of course we've commentated Kirsten. KR, thank you very much. We really appreciate the donation again. Guys, if you watch this stream often, I'll say it all the time, is we really appreciate any sort of donations you guys can spare with. This helps us. I say us. It helps Dan continuously upgrade all his equipment to make sure we have the highest quality of streams.
And also to just get to the tournaments as well.
Correct.
So he's come from nationals and
packed up in record time.
and come up for the Ballarat Open. So always on the move.
He is. And you'll find him at all cloth sports as well. He doesn't just come to the pool. You'll see him at the billiards, you'll see him
snooker.
You'll see him at the snooker, you'll see him anywhere.
Oh my god, I was watching pool for 2 seconds and I missed the knockout. What's going on?
The guy in the red shorts who's pretty much dead on the cloth was getting pulverised.
And I'm very surprised about that because he's a really, really good fighter. Matt Schnell is a gun. So
I'm really liking Sasha's queuing this weekend. He's been really deliberate. He's got a nice pause. He's got a really good delivery. The only thing that sort of let him down is just his. I don't want to say shot selection, but just where he's choosing to leave the white, which we've sort of seen here. He's overplayed again. That's the only thing that's been letting him down so far this weekend.
Yeah, he got clipped just above the ear. He had no phone lessons. I don't think he was knocked out.
Yes, Kay, I agree. Thank you very much. Again, any little bit helps. Sash, I think, is just going to chip this red, leave the yellow, leave the white hard up against the yellow. Don't think taking this on. I don't think you've taken this on. He's going to leave. I'm not.
That's well played. Good pace.
To me, I'm playing that thin and leaving the white up against the yellow, making Jake play off the rail rather than having a sort of an open shot.
Yeah.
Jake can just get to a yellow here and leave the white top of the table if this yellow isn't on. But he could purposely miss it and leave him only on this ball down here anyway, so which he's chosen to do. Jake would have liked that yellow, he'd probably be in a better position, but...
He wanted the snooker.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I don't really think he would have. Siki, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Dan is absolutely the man. I don't think Jake wanted the snooker. I think leaving him on the red that's over the pocket is...
Force him to force something out.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
And like as I said, like I think that yellow which Jake played and it sort of pushed it deep to the top rail, he probably wanted to be a little bit more out in the open. Sasha's choosing to take the foul. That might be touching. Oh, no, I can see a bit of light.
Jake would have loved the rule set change here. There'd be in his element.
That would have been frame over.
Yeah, 2 shots. I'm seeing a lot more
Double?
and more.
Double the centre. Yep.
I'm seeing a lot more and more why we want to get away from this rule set, because it's just so boring. I love it, but it's just so boring. Like when you get these types of conditions and frames, I think you can produce more in international rules. You know what I mean?
I think you're almost forced to produce more.
Yeah, it's a
Jake's
more
leaving himself
positive.
a double.
It's a more positive mindset of actually attacking safeties as opposed to I'll just leave it here or I'll just foul and just see what you do. It's I don't know.
I think it's taking away the here or there sort of situation. It's you have to be here because you know the whole you know if I miss it, I'm in or over. Whereas you got to play with a little bit more purpose. Okay, we really appreciate any sort of donation whatsoever. So we definitely don't want to leave you homeless, but if it means that Dan can get better equipment, then I'm happy for you to be home. Nah, not at all. No, we appreciate it.
That's going to be sound clipped. There'll be a post about that one.
Look, international rules. Oh, Sasha's just fallen short. A great effort.
Is he on that ball in the centre with a little bit of slide?
I think he is. Yes, he might just be on it. Yeah, the international rules in club leagues. Yes, there's been a lot of leagues that I already know about that
a lot of
have
them are in
changed,
talks as well.
especially up in Queensland, from where I am from. A lot of the leagues up there are moving over international rules. Dale Kent, thank you very much. You played an absolute astounding nationals for someone who's played for the first time. You were incredible to watch. Definitely did not leave anything out there. You definitely went hard, and I think you finished top 10 in the stats, which is sickening. To be fair,
he showed his heart and soul as well, which was really good.
It was
pity you
phenomenal.
couldn't be here, buddy. Would have been really good to see you, but
No, it's just
okay.
not
Can't
good.
be,
It's
can't
just
be
not
it
good
at all.
enough.
No, it's not good enough actually.
It's not
Yeah,
good
no,
enough.
what am I saying?
Yeah.
It's not good enough at all, and
Yeah.
you should come to every single comp. That's an order.
2-0 up.
Okay, Tranny's 2-0 up on Nashi. Yeah, sorry, Carl. Going back to international rules, I know there's a lot of comps, especially in Queensland. I know there's quite a few around here that are taking the international rules option, which I still believe that there is a place for world rules in our sport. Whether that is for all divisions or not, I feel like there's going to have to be a transition from a lot of the sort of the lower grade players transitioning to the international rules.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tough one. And I only say that because Jake's
Shot
played a
Jake.
really good shot here. Now
Yeah.
he's just going to open up the centre pocket
Yep.
and it's game over.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a bit harder to transition the other guy, like the lower level guys, to international rules. And I'm not being an asshole or anything like this when I say this, but the simple fact is you can't just say, all right, this rule has taken over this rule, because they still fight about silly little rules, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't let things go enough,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yep.
And I think just bringing more different rules like this when it's tricky into the fold is going to take a fair bit of time.
Yeah.
And you know what? If they don't want to get good, like then, or you know what I mean, if they just sort of play, it's going to take a while because they don't level up as quickly as guys who want to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We say get good, and we don't mean it in a way of.
We don't mean it in a derogatory sense.
We're saying, like, obviously there are methods which are used in world rules to assist winning frames.
Yeah.
And
2 shots.
yeah, exactly. You know, covering pockets, getting 2 shots, using that to your advantage to win frames.
Yes, and
It's the transition into
international is just a bit more skill based.
yeah. So
But it's
I still
still
believe it is.
That's such a good shot from Jake.
When
He's
you-
judged that to absolute perfection.
When you're getting to the levels that a lot of these guys are on, you don't really have international rules don't really come into it because you're running racks. You're potting balls. If there's a dry break, you're running a rack. If you break and get a good split, you're running racks. So international rules only really come into it when there's pockets that are covered, when there's just situations of just needing something to progress in the frame.
Yeah.
You can use the rules to your advantage to get the frame progressing. So
It's almost like it feels a bit more linear. So it kind of feels a bit more like I'm not slogged down in playing someone like Don Colbert who is just going to tie you in ribbons.
Yep.
You know what I mean, the whole time, and you've got to do a million different things to try and get yourself back in the frame. In international rules, if you play one good shot or a couple good shots and you know you get a good snooker or something like that, it changes the whole frame around. You know, you can change it around quickly, more quickly, which is I think it's a benefit in the long run because it sort of creates good positive pull as opposed to just staying in your old ways and wanting to just snooker all the time. And
look, snookering all the time is still an option in this rule set. Just because.
is this last 8 or last 16, Dan?
No, this is last 8. We'll fix up these graphics. We just got the wrong overlay on. We'll just get Dan to fix up the overlay. Dan the man will fix that in the background. Who won that last frame on?
I assume Tyson.
Is it 1-1 on the other table?
No, I think it's 2-1 to Tyson. Sorry, we were talking about something else.
Yeah,
Sorry,
look,
what
we're
were
talking about international rules and playing and snookers and that sort of stuff. Snookers, there are going to be plenty of snookers. I think the one thing that's going to change is the covering of pockets because there's almost no benefit of covering pockets. You're almost
no
to the point of covering pathways.
Yeah,
You want to cover paths.
yeah.
Rather
There's
than
not much
covering pockets.
benefit now to putting 5 balls over the hole, and you see it a lot in like these frames, and they're just so boring. You know what I mean?
But
Like
we're seeing it here as well. It's not just the
course.
lower level players. We're seeing
we're seeing it here
It's
as
a
well.
situation
Exactly.
here.
But international rules. If you have more skill, usually that is how you win frames and matches and get better. And I think it will promote getting better at the actual game.
Well, we already know that the Geelong Open is sticking with world rules for one more tournament at least. So obviously a lot of entries have already been taken, and that was on the pretense of that's world rules. So
and don't get me wrong. I've played world rules as yourself has for probably 15 years now, and I love it. But I just think it doesn't promote good viewership and good watching pool. It's international rules is I think a step up.
Yep.
In
And
that
look,
regard.
KR, I think you'll find a lot of the juniors and all those sort of players will be going straight to international rules. There's going to be comps, obviously, and leagues available for the players who prefer to play the world rule, and there's definitely going to be no holding back from the people who want to play international rules at all. There's definitely going to be options out there, and there's no stopping players from playing international rules when they want to play international rules.
I think it brings the ability up of people to play more shots. So here, Sasha's just literally just rolling up on a ball, blah blah blah. Before, if you don't have a yellow up there or whatever, you have to find a pathway to actually hit a ball and hit a rail. So it becomes an art. It actually becomes an art form to get out of snookers and you're thinking a lot more of pathways, as you say. Like, you're not just thinking, I'll tuck in behind here and that's it. You know, I'll get two and then it's done. Like, you obviously can't do it all the time, but you're more thinking pathways and how do I get out of it and how do I stop it and etc.
I think we're seeing, with Jake at the moment, we're seeing, he's just got enough on that. We're seeing Jake sort of bring international rules into the world rules frame here with his aggressive style of play. Because we sat here saying, it's probably not the shot Jake should be taking on here, but we've got to remember that he's spent almost 19 months in England playing a rule set with international rules, and for him to try and take a step back and try to bring in a different sort of style it will be tough for him. So we're seeing Jake take a lot of aggressive options here with some safety in mind.
And don't get it twisted.
He's gone too hard here.
Don't get it twisted. No, I think it's.
He's gone too hard here. He's gone too hard.
Don't get it twisted. Jake can still play the two-shot game as like the safety aspect as good as anyone in the country.
Yeah.
Robbo, same thing. Like, these guys, they're just choosing to be different. You know what I mean? Choosing to figure out other ways to win frames. But they can still play this game as good as anyone.
Jamo obviously looking for.
I think he's flicked it. I think he's flicked it.
No, I don't think he did. Jamo looking for a money match from anyone. So if you're up for a money match, drop your money in Jamo's account.
Woody won the cue, and Wyatt won his first time on the other cue. Something Wyatt?
Yep. Yeah. Jamie White?
No. Jamie White's up in Queensland.
Wyatt, not White.
Yeah,
Wyatt.
Jamie Wyatt. The Warrnambool guy.
Yeah. Sorry if I got your name wrong. The cues have been one and done. There's a Zach cue for sale now. Those two guys would have chosen their cues of choice.
Did they choose a one piece? Did any of them choose a one piece or not?
I'm not sure. I can't answer.
It felt really good. But I don't need it. I've got the cue of my dreams, so got a really beautiful Paris that I don't need to fix. But very, very nice cue. Zach makes a really good cue.
Tem's about to level the score on table 4.
Yeah, and I think we'll see as time keeps going. Tyson cannot leave him much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cannot leave him anything because Tem will just get running and then he just won't stop, which is what he does.
Yeah, correct, Daniel. And up in Queensland, we've already had a couple of seasons of international rules.
Blackball,
KR, that'll be up in the Brisbane area.
Isn't it black ball that you've been playing up there?
Nah, black ball is quite popular, but no, they've played international rules for a couple of seasons now at
right.
Norths.
At Norths?
Yeah.
In-house?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I remember that room.
Yeah. Said, good to see you part of the stream, mate. Good to have you. Yeah, Said, good to have you here, mate. Yeah, definitely would love international rules. Good to have you part of the stream, mate. Well done to you and the WA boys on a brilliant nationals. Unfortunately, you met a great shot,
Sid?
but
Is that Sid?
yeah,
Yep.
great shot there from Sasha.
I thought WA were brilliant.
Yeah,
But
look,
from
you
the semis onwards.
couldn't
they
help
were
but get on the train, the WA train. It was, when they were up and about, geez, it was good. But you come across a really well seasoned SA team, and it was a bloody great final to watch.
Yeah, it
to
was
be
a sick
fair.
final, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, look, Daniel, City also run a money comp. I'm pretty sure once a month, IR money comp on the Sunday night. I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct. Well, I did play in one or two of them. Sasha pegs a frame back.
Yeah, Sasha's just keeping it close, keeping it up there. He can't afford to let Jake really get going because otherwise he doesn't need very many chances at all.
Oh, he's just made a ball.
But yeah, Sasha just needs to keep in touching distance and then go from there. I think. Try and make every chance he gets.
I know that Jake's had a couple of firing line cues, and he wanted Ash. They didn't want the maple, and that was his.
I think it was to do with the flex or something. He just doesn't like maple cues.
Just doesn't like the visual.
Yeah.
I've no doubt, KR, that there will be some international rules being played in Ballarat at some point, sooner rather than later, we hope.
In what, Ballarat?
Yeah.
Well, listen, if pretty much what it is going to be here, if we don't bring in international rules to Premier Division here, we're going to pull our team out potentially, and we could boycott it because we got to keep going with the times. It can't just be you're losing players left, right, and centre. And Ballarat used to be one of the premier associations. Back in the day,
I mean,
you probably would have come to them. I don't know.
Absolutely. At Interleague Day, Ballarat used to be the team.
Yeah, finals. Our top level is still really good, still sort of there, but you're losing more and more players. Like Matty didn't play this year. A couple other guys sort of stopped playing a bit, and I think it's just because it gets a little bit stale. And I think it's this rule set. It has a lot to do with it. So,
yes, Jamo. They did
Jamo,
vote
in
in
next year, by the way.
They did vote in international rules at the AGM. They are going to stick with from what I understand at the moment, they're going to stick with the Australian style tables for one more year, but with the new rules before swapping over to the Supreme tables in 2024. From what I understand, from what I've read,
that's
from what's
probably
been
just
posted.
a logistics thing, is it? It'd have to be.
I think it more of an economical thing.
Yeah.
I think it gives the AEBF another year to get the funds to sell the 7-foot tables and be able to get the funding to get some Supreme tables in. And also, at the moment, Supreme tables are in high demand, so getting the amount of tables required at Nationals is going to be quite tough.
Yeah, well, how many tables they're going to need next year? They're going to need, 36 or something, I think it was?
I'm pretty sure we ran with 32 this year, 30 or 32 this year. So I would imagine that'll be pretty similar. It is a lot of tables. It is a lot of tables.
You've got to think, how much money is that? Like, what are they, $4,000 a pop?
Well, we're not sure. We're not sure on what the updated cost is in the new year. That's up to the ABF to arrange with the the distributors over here in Australia.
Yeah, so it's potentially over 100 grand, and it's hard to rationalise that.
Yep, absolutely.
You're not talking, we'll just change them for 15.
No. No.
Bit different.
Look, Daniel, I reckon there is still a market for the 7-footers for home tables.
Yeah,
I think you might find
just because they last a little bit.
Yeah, I think you might
still
find
good
it's
to
more the pool player and the pool players that are going to want the Supreme tables. I think the average, the people who just play pool, who have got the room for a table, I think the 7-footers sort of suit sort of the home style. Tranny beats Nashi on.
They potentially look like a better
6.
piece of furniture as well.
Yep. They're a lot quieter.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Kim. The storage of 30, and to be fair, you've got to be careful with where you store the tables, because with the style that the
head and arm,
the material that the Supreme tables are made with, you've got to make sure that they're stored in a well-controlled environment. Otherwise, there could be some potential issues with the quality of the table once after being in storage as well. Okay, for the amount that it will cost for the tables to be modified, pretty much selling a 7-footer and paying the money it will cost to alter a 7-footer to get the cuts required, you're almost paying the majority of the cost of a Supreme table. So that might be a short-term option rather than, for a long-term solution. Jake just couldn't see enough of that pocket, I don't think. Such a really good opportunity here to level the score. Yeah, Ray, as I said, I do believe the 7-footers are marketable for homes. They're not too bulky. They're definitely a lot quieter.
And also they look nicer to look at from like a antique sort of furniture
turned legs,
perspective. Yeah.
Turned legs, turned rails. They do look good. They do look good. Whereas Supremes can be looked at as a possible coin op, which they do use at some of the major events like Ultimate Pool. They do use basically a coin op option. So yeah, Sasha's got enough of that. Said look, there has been a group of players out there who have decided to try and get an alternate version to Supremes. I haven't played on one. I don't know of anyone who's played on one as yet. Jake. Oh, I thought he was making that. Definitely using a major supplier of tables out there who make a lot of tables in the world. They're using them to manufacture, so definitely a possible option, but I can't be biased and I won't be biased. It's definitely up to the player or the person of what they want to buy. Okay, look, I don't say the pockets cannot be changed. My concern is the cost it would take to A, remove the rails, B, to remove the rubber, C, to cut the rubber to the right size, then to reinstall, and to do that on every table would be, the cost to do it on one, I reckon, would be considerable enough to warrant looking at selling a 7-foot table saving what you'd cost to recut the tables and putting it towards a Supreme for a long-term option rather than a short-term option. I agree, Jamo. Yeah, for extracurricular activities like dinners and other things, which I know you're leaning towards, I'm sure these 7-foot tables hold up very well for those extracurricular activities. Smiley nods as if he's
exactly that's what he's talking about.
Smiley's nodded to say yes, I know. I'm aware. I can confirm.
Yeah, look, the Supremes might not be structurally sound enough.
Look, I was talking to JR, obviously very big in the pool table manufacturing side in Australia, and he said for what it would cost to fix the rails and the pockets and the corners to be the cut which would be similar to a Supreme style table. The cost is just putting that towards a Supreme table would be the better option. Look, Jamie's not here. He's probably watching the stream, Dax, so you might get a bite. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure every time you mentioned it, we agreed it would be a $50 donation to CueballTV. So I look forward to seeing that donation come through.
Is this post Victoria versus WA? Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about Jamie's black against SA, not WA. I don't think.
Oh, was it SA?
I think he missed that straight black against Dave Ewing. I think.
Was it?
I could be wrong. Have a look. Ballarat just happened to be on the way to Queensland, so.
You definitely don't have to go back down to Melbourne or anything. We got an airport here, so you can potentially go up.
No, I'm driving, so no. Look, the guy on stream at the moment, Mr. McCartney, had already entered me in and told me to pack a second liver because this was his last weekend before heading back to England. So
yeah, he's actually heading back tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely heading to the airport. So
he's
flights at 6 a.m.
Looking to win this comp and then fly straight back over.
Yeah, correct. It's there'll be so many different types of tables, to be fair, and some will have the Supreme cut, some won't, and it's
probably hard to reline up all the rails and stuff for the Supreme cuts as well, because if you look at a Supreme, they've got a single panel.
Yep.
They're always the same, and they're all set up so as they are exactly the same. Whereas these, we put our rails on individually. So it's a bit different as well.
Well, Supremes you can buy parts for, and you can actually replace parts rather than having to get things fixed and altered.
Right.
They come pre-made, and oh no, Jake.
He's just
a little bit of an error there.
Doing that. He's given a lot of chances away just from doing these little positional errors or cannon errors, like this kind of
Dax
stuff.
is treading a very thin line here. He's trying to give himself an early grave.
What's he saying?
Gemma, look, I'm thinking about changing to a black glove to be swear. To be swear. Saying up. Dax is basically swearing to Kira here. He's trying to dig himself a grave. No, I'd like to go to a black glove to be fair. Jake's managed to get out of this just. Had a great shot. Hasn't altered the table too much.
No, that's not too bad.
Oh, sorry, Sid. Okay, so it was against WA, yeah, correct. Against Mandar, so I was wrong.
Don't question my memory, Jay. It's usually pretty spot on. I think I watched every single match too, so I put about in as much time as everyone else.
Jamo, if you can say white gloves, I can say black gloves. And if you can say that Albury's stale, I can say that Ballarat's stale.
What's that?
Jamo reckons that Albury was bland.
Bland?
Yeah.
Why bland, Jamo? What does he mean by bland?
I was pumping up Albury, and
Well,
Jamo goes, I
Albury
find it's a bit
itself?
bland.
Albury itself?
Yeah, Albury is
Well,
the
it's in the
place.
middle of nowhere, so of course it's a bit bland.
And I gave him the return service saying Ballarat's bland.
What?
And we came to the conclusion
Get back up to Queensland, mate.
it's because I was there. I'm in Ballarat, so it's bland. Albury,
Okay. So
Albury was bland
so
because I was
Sunny
there.
Coast is bland now. Then in a
It
couple
will
of
be.
days, then.
It
Yeah,
will be
Fair enough.
mid to late next week. It'll become Sunshine Coast. While hot, it'll be bland. We've missed out on a lot of pool here. We've taken too much interest in the chat and not in the pool. Jake's found himself at the table with a tricky black, and he's purposely played this fine just to buy himself a bit of time.
Steve, move.
There's plenty of places after midnight, Jamo. Just ones that probably aren't either you couldn't get into or probably not best to explain on street. Now, Sasha,
two there.
yeah, Sasha giving two there. Jake's just got to pop this, and I feel like he's won the front.
Yeah, I really
This
not
is a-
criticising, but just this match, I just don't feel his safety has not been very good.
I reckon he needed
Only
to
because
pop this
like
and
just
stun out towards
his
the plate.
his thoughts on why he does these type of shots, they're just a bit weird. Like it's probably the right shot to pop the ball over the hole, but it's just asking the question of Jake. Like
Yep.
Jake's up for the answering, you know. So
He's still going to make this. It's still a tough
of
pot.
course,
And it
of
looks like he's
course.
cutting the opposite side of the table here.
yeah, that's
Trying to get inside the black. Look at
that's
this.
smarter.
Clever shot. Probably would have liked the red to go a little bit further.
And this is just the kind of things that Jake sees a lot more than like your sort of average guy or most other guys.
I'm surprised he wasn't taking that cut on. If he leaves
just,
himself
yeah.
straight here, he's in problem. He's going to come
He
rail
could
first.
potentially just screw off it and then come back out into the centre of the table. You're just trusting to where the yellow's going to go though, so you kind of can't control it.
I think the yellow is going to smash into the yellows up the top right there. Tyson on the hill against Tem, who went for the second most in the Calcutta.
Yeah, Tyson just nailed a really nice out and a good, just like that. That was the problem. See the problem?
There was no problem. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. No problem. Great out. That was the issue there. I could just see something happening in that sort of scenario.
Tem's got himself a ball. He's got himself a shot on the reds, which are possibly the best option here. Looks like he's just going to take he's decided to go yellows and just take a pocket. Oh, he hasn't got enough of it. He's going to be spitting on that. Definitely need a little bit more on that yellow. Just to get more of a coverage. The best six-man team that Ballarat... Well, does Jake get involved with that? I don't think Jake's a Ballarat local anymore.
What's the question?
So Dax has asked, what is the best six-man team Ballarat could come up with at present?
At present, Jake, Clacky, Matty,
You're
Mark
putting
Hurwood.
Jake in there, but he's not a
Jake,
local
no,
anymore.
he is. He still is. Jake's from Ballarat.
He lives in
He's
Dandenong.
when did he represent Country Cup? Last year?
He lives in
Who
Dandenong.
did he represent? Ballarat. So you put Jake in there because he's just Ballarat, all right?
Donny's paid his administration.
Yep, he has. Jake's actually
affiliation
played.
fee.
Jake's actually played, believe it or not.
Yep, that's
He
fair.
lost a couple,
Yep.
all right, due to not being here. But no, I'll give you the
Pretty
team.
sure he was part of the Gippsland League as well.
Jake, Jamie, Woody, Matty.
Twiggy,
Who's Twiggy?
Matty Kerwood,
Yeah, Matty Kerwood, yeah. Is that two Twiggies, is it?
Woody and Twiggy. Twiggy was a baby stick, baby
I don't
wood.
know. Anyway,
Oh,
how
Jake.
many have I got? 5 or 4?
4. We're sitting on 4.
Paul Clack?
Clack, he can handle a cue.
Yep. And you know what? I'm going to put
You're going to
myself
throw yourself
in
in there. Well, that's a big call.
there. I actually am.
That's a big call.
Who? Yeah, who?
Jamo's thrown Nick Young ahead of you.
Actually, yeah, sorry, yeah, Nick Young.
And Don Colbert. He's thrown Don Colbert at number 2.
Jamo, you're off your head.
Hasn't picked McCartney.
No, yeah, Nick Young is, when he's playing, he's very, very good. It's a hard team to get into, to be honest.
All state representatives.
Yep. But yeah, at present, yeah, Jake, Clucky, Matty, Woody, Jamie.
I think Tyson 4-2. Yep. Jake's on the hill. Yeah, look, to be fair, I don't think he's
Who are we playing
adopted.
against, Dax? What was even the context of that? Or he just said,
I
what's the
think he
best
was just trying to work out who the best Ballarat 6 were.
It's not a bad 6.
But Stokey can have him, Kira. We've had enough of him down here. A lot of people have said that. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys in England that'll be more than happy to have him back and then want to get rid of him after a week as well. So
Who's this, Jake?
yeah,
Who's getting rid of him?
Kira's saying that Jake's an adopted Stokey, residing in Stoke-on-Trent,
Yeah,
just outside
it doesn't
of
matter where he's been or where he
Winchester.
goes, Kira. He's always from Ballarat. Always a Ballarat boy.
And he's always got that off hovering over his head, doesn't he?
Yep, he does.
It's almost
yeah.
like a jail term.
It is.
Conviction.
When you get out, you come straight back.
Oh look, he's definitely the celebrity of Ballarat, that's for sure.
I think he's
Thank you,
really
Jack.
is the celebrity of Australian pool, to be honest.
I'm not sure in the Albury Open whether that will be international rules or not. Donny's
I'd
here
say it'll be
somewhere.
world rules.
Donny's here somewhere. We could possibly ask him,
You could definitely
but
ask him, yeah.
no, we're not too sure, Jack. Oh,
Donny, come for an interview.
Donny, come here.
Come for an interview.
Please come near the microphone. We just had a question on stream. Jack Hancock has asked whether the Albury Open is going to be international rules next year
Or world rules.
or world rules.
Well, nothing's decided yet. But there's probably with all the locals, there's probably more, with a lot of things, there's probably more chance to be the old rules than the new ones like Geelong, but there's nothing decided yet.
What about Ballarat next year,
We haven't-
Donny?
Jack,
We got to think really
from
carefully
the
about
horse
this.
to the mouth,
Oh, Ballarat.
or the mouth of the horse, or whatever you want to call it.
They'll probably change.
I hope.
Um,
I hope.
Don has said that
It's
they're
good
not
to
sure
move
yet. He
forward
thinks it's still going to be
with it.
world rules. He's not sure as yet, but it hasn't been decided. But he believes it's going to be world rules, but not set in stone.
Not what he's even worried about here. Black still goes to 2 pockets.
Jake, I'm pretty sure, was on red, I think. And he's a little spot of bottom.
Super shot.
Jamo wants to know if they can move the Albury Open to Melbourne. He reckons Albury's a little bit bland. Donnie stared me down and he's clenched a fist, Jamo, so I guess that's a no.
Jamo wants everything to come to him, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
So
You know what,
there must have
Jamo?
been
I think Jamo's a bit bland.
Oh, look, I've been telling him that for years,
Yeah.
and he's just
I mean, he's out there, but he's bland.
trying to find himself in the world, and I don't think he. Can't really see that properly now.
Speaking of, Jamo, why did you not just take the little trip up to Ballarat for this comp? Just asking for a friend.
He got the leave pass to go to Nationals, where he absolutely plonked himself out. Went absolutely nowhere for no reason. Tried to blame the tables for everything.
That doesn't sound like Jamo. Really good out by
Great
Tem.
shot by Jake.
Super out by Tem as well.
Closes the gap. Jake's played a really great shot here just to open up a yellow. Jamo's, yeah, look, Jamo, I knew you had the kids this weekend. I just want to talk trash first. Jake has underhit this by the looks of things.
Watch it.
To his reaction. No, he's given me the wrong one. You need a USB-C, not a mini USB. Sorry guys, we're just trying to charge up the mics. We're about to drop out and we're having too much fun listening to Jamo. Jamo's taken the attention away from himself and trying to...
I can't believe I was the most commenting person at Nationals, because Jamo was on there every post. I didn't see one where he wasn't on it, so I think Dan is just talking a little bit of smack there.
I agree, Lucky. I'm glad that Jamo went to Nationals as well. It was good to watch and fun to see the results that he got. Oh no, Jake!
What a shot! That was sick. That was sick.
Jake needs to get this around a couple more rolls.
This is fine.
Shouldn't be an issue.
Nah.
Jake on the hill, just checking his angle. Will be the third player into the semis with Steve Tran and Mark Kerwood. We turn our attention to the last quarterfinal with Tyson Howie 4-3 up on Temujin.
Is that on the hill or is that the match?
That is the match.
He must have been 4-3 up, was he? Did I miss a frame or what's going on?
Jake has been 4-3 up since the last frame he won.
1974? Okay. Fair enough.
Temujin is
Well
4-3 up.
Well done, Jakey boy.
Sorry, Tyson's 4-3 up on Tem. Sorry, we'll adjust that score.
Right, do we know who's playing who in the draws? Yep. Rightio. So we've just got the mail that the draw, which I haven't actually looked at all. Sorry guys. So what was it again? Jake versus Steve Tran, and Mark Kerwood versus the winner of this match on screen right now. So Tem Dixon or Tyson Howie. Either guy going to be a really, really hard beat. Both of them can run racks. Temujin probably the odd bookie's favourite, but seeing so he's 4-3 down, possibly not. Yeah, Tyson just never seems to go away. He always seems to turn up to comps in good nick and doesn't really do too much incorrectly. to lose himself silly frames. Very good player.
Tyson just biding his time here, possibly waiting for a bit of a mistake from Tem. Is he touching this yellow?
Just coming up the other end of it.
I'm not sure if that's a foul or not.
I think it's a foul. Yeah, it is. He turned back and turned back in disgust and called it. I think he just wanted to come off like 2 rails instead of just flicking it underneath.
Yeah. Thank you, Marquisha.
Very, very straight.
Great pool being played, obviously, because I'm sitting here, so that leaves the great players playing, and the average trash sitting here on the mic.
A little bit to the right.
Tyson choosing to burn his first visit, just to open up his problem red. Didn't really land, looks like, where he wanted to. He's a little bit upset with where he is. He's got awkward queuing to take the long red on. He's just looking at the pathway. If he does take this red in the top left, looking at the path of the white. Is that what he's doing? You reckon?
Top left. What are we saying here? Sorry.
Sorry,
left,
the bottom
left,
left.
yeah.
The bottom left down here. I'm thinking he's looking at the path of the white.
I think it's really thin, so he could potentially come back and flick this other red as well.
It's a big pocket. You can undercut it as well, so you can get.
You can leave it for the same pocket.
Yeah.
Or take the other 2 first and then leave it for the same pocket after. Yeah, I thought he was going to flick it. A little bit unlucky.
I don't think he's
I
not
don't know
happy
if
with that.
does it go underneath? Does it jam out maybe?
Sort of hard to see from this angle because we've got about the same angle where we're sitting.
Yeah.
Of where the camera is.
We're about just under level with it, so it's actually harder to have a look at in person.
Tim looks like he's just going to chip the yellow off. Smother it.
He really needed it to come out a lot further.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, he won't be
He's got
happy with
access to that.
Without a doubt, he's tried to play that to cut off the other angle.
Good to have you in the stream, Lucky, the fastest master in Australia with his 6 red shootout.
Who?
Greg Laurie.
Fastest masters, yeah, sorry.
The fastest master in Australia. He claimed that title for 12 months. It's so good that he didn't have to set a second time.
And for anyone wondering why I'm questioning what Jay's looking at, I can't actually see the chat from where I am, so it's okay. I don't mind. So I'm just going to rely on Jay sort of.
I'm just going to feed you wrong information.
To the chat, yeah. I'm a little bit blind.
I've just increased the size a little bit, which
that's better. I still can't see.
I can hear Smiley's Mister saying that over
that's
over
right.
my shoulder
I still
as well.
Can't see.
Just increase. She wants the size increased as well. Dax, this is the Ballarat comp. It's the first time it's been held for quite a few years, and great shot. That's getting past. That's a great shot.
That's a great
shot. Dylan
That's
shot
a fantastic shot. He might have a tiny bit too much angle, but if he does, he can just float down past it the other way for the black into the centre. Who's laughing? Pulled a hammy.
Yeah, Greg reckons that he pulled a hammy in his first run of the 6 red shootout. I think it's all lies.
Dax, by the way, we're disappointed that you weren't here to support the big Ballarat comp. I think you would have loved it. It would have suited him too, because he loves the pot, and these tables they're pretty good.
Tyson knocking out possibly one of the favourites here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Dixon.
Yeah, Tyson can really play, man. He takes a lot of players.
5-3 win.
Yep, he takes a lot of players to really deep in the matches, and can play. He holds his nerve really well too.
Done really well, guys. We'll stick with the stream here at the moment until we're ready to flick over.
Yeah.
No doubt there'll be a new stream for the semis. We'll stick with you for now.
Well, if we're going to start straight away.
I'm guessing. I don't know if the draw's already been done or whether they're blind drawing it. I'm not sure.
No, it's straight through.
Straight through. Okay, so we've got a bracket which we're playing off.
So guys, I am just going to. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I've just got to go to the toilet, so I can be here for the semis and the final.
That's probably not a bad call. We might go for a bathroom break.
Yeah, might go for a quick bathroom break, and then we'll be back. So we just might have a little bit of dead air.
Keep an eye out on the new stream. Dan will probably more than likely stop the stream and start the new one
Thanks,
for the
guys.
semi.
See you soon.
Cheers.